A very good morning and welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show, Espresso on SABC3. Now, do you remember back in the day when all it took was for a song to make you happy? Something like, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. And you'd clap your hands because you were happy. But apparently as you grow older, things do change. Stress comes in. You become unhappy because of financial matters and everything else around the world. So much so that yesterday we actually talked about this happiness index that was surveyed throughout the world. And South Africa is ranked 96th among 156 countries in the world as being 96th happiest. So we've got a long way to go. So we went around to ask people what really makes them happy. Take a look.
What makes a person happy or unhappy? On our Facebook page, responses around unhappiness revolved around petrol and food prices, electricity increases, strikes, and general poverty. So what did the average person on the street think about happiness?
What makes people happy is love.
Chocolate could make you happy.
Happiness is about laughter, sharing, friendship.
Flowers could make you happy.
If I've got money, you can be happy.
And friendliness, when other people are happy, makes me happy.
Happiness is when the sun is shining, when you're with your friends and have good food.
So happiness revolves mostly around family and making the choice to be happy, irrespective of your circumstances. But a campaign to show how trivial some people's reason for unhappiness has been launched, with tweets written by people in first world countries, read by individuals in the third world.
I hate it when my house is so big. I need 2 wireless washers.
When my gun makes my hot water taste too cold.
When I have to write my maid a check, but I forget her last name.
Mpaka écrit message devant marcher en même temps.
Moi t'ai quitté casse-moi en bas.
Moi raille les voisins bloqué internet là.
I hate it when I tell them no pickles and they still give me pickles.
Happiness is definitely a matter of perspective. The question remains, how do we improve happiness in South Africa?
Joining us live in studio this morning is counseling psychologist Linda Cantor, who's going to help us understand this thing called happiness and how do we help each other become happier. What is happiness? Linda, good morning, welcome.
Good morning.
Great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
This is quite a concern. When I read it yesterday that we are 96th happiest country in the world. There's a bit of a, I thought we were a bit happier than that. But so what makes a person happy? We heard many varying different things. Is there a certain answer that you can give?
I don't think there's a certain answer. I mean, I think you heard the range of answers from all different people.
Yes.
But I think if we were going to boil it down to something, I might emphasize the role of the way that we see things, our perception and the way that we think about things in our lives. So if our mind is constantly busy with worry and complaining and looking at the negative, then that's all that we'll see.
Yeah.
Whereas if we take time to really appreciate some of the things that we do have, we'll kind of exacerbate that kind of way of thinking.
So you're saying we should rather start the happiness cycle from the inside, build it up from there, than take it from the outside and let outside factors influence that?
Completely. I mean, I think we can't dismiss the fact that some external stuff really helps us to feel more comfortable.
Yes.
So there's a certain level that we need to have, like comfortable housing or water or food to eat. But what we find is once people get to a certain level of comfort, then the extra car or the extra boat or whatever that is, that's not necessarily going to make people happy. So what we find is it gives them an initial boost of happiness, but then they start worrying about the next best thing to get or the next best thing to have.
Sure. Can't wait till I get to that extra car phase. How can people reduce stress and be happier? What are your suggestions?
There are lots of things that people can do. So one of the practices that I recommend to patients is every day, see if you can write down 3 things that you're grateful for, 3 blessings that you have in your life. Okay. Finding people that you have a deep and meaningful connection with in your life also contributes to happiness. And I would say what's really, really providing meaning for people is to think beyond yourself. So if you can look at ways to contribute to the bigger purpose, and particularly in our society, if you can think of ways in which you can contribute, it's actually the people who are more altruistic that have higher levels of happiness. So thinking of ways in which you can care for others, even in the smallest way, is going to contribute to not only your own happiness, but the happiness of people around you.
Thank you very much, Linda, and thank you for your insights into this. Really appreciate it. A very important topic because we need to be a happy nation, and hopefully Espresso is contributing in some way in making you smile a little bit more every morning. Now, something that is making me smile right now, of course, is the South African film industry, which just keeps producing even better and better and better productions. And one of the latest ones, called Felix, is about to premiere on South African big screens all across the country. Take a look. Here's a bit of a sneak peek.